Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So I'm coming at you from my bathroom and I thought it would be fun to do a get ready with me. I know these videos are really popular. I haven't really done one and I thought it would just be kind of fun. I feel like a lot of my videos are very focused videos. There's a lot of update videos on different projects. But I thought it would be fun to just kind of sit down and kind of chit chat with you guys while I'm applying my makeup. The makeup will be everything from my March makeup bag. Yeah, and one thing to note, I am in my bathroom. You know, it's usually where I apply my makeup, and I have my mirror and everything so I can see what I'm doing. The sound in the background, so there's a light over the mirror, and the mirror of the bathroom is right up here. But over to this side, that's where the fan is. And the fan also it's like a fan and a light in one. You can't turn on just the fan or just the light. So either we'd have less light and it would be harder to see and more shadows, or we turn on the light and also have that kind of fan noise. So hopefully that's not too annoying, but I thought this was the best option to be able to see. So I just wanted to note that. So on my face, I don't have any makeup currently. I have moisturized my face, and I did want to mention this. I tried out a little sample. It's the Belief, the Truth Cream. Just a sample of this. This has been really nice. It's like a gel cream consistency. I've really been enjoying it. It has a nice kind of citrus, kind of an orange type of scent. So definitely been loving this the past few days, and I would definitely consider purchasing this once I need a new sort of day cream. But so that's over my base. So moving on to makeup. So I start off with primer, and when I can, so you know, during the week, I'm filming this on Sunday just because during the week I don't have time to sit down and slowly put on my makeup. I'm always in a rush, which, you know, it's kind of annoying. I wish I had more time every day to just sit down and, you know, or just not. I don't usually sit down to do my makeup, but, you know, spend time on my makeup. I wish I had time like that every day. And you'll have to excuse, when I'm actually applying stuff, I'm probably going to look into the actual, I'm filming on my iPhone, so I'll probably be looking not into the viewfinder, but to actually myself, so you'll have to excuse that. But, what am I saying? During the week, I don't have time to slowly put my makeup. I wish I did, because, you know, when you're rushing and doing your makeup, it's more like a chore, and it's not as fun. So, I like to use two primers. What I'm trying to say is, the Smashbox Photo Finish Light is the primer I use every day. I do like this. I prefer more lotiony primers. I don't like something silicone-y and heavy on my face personally. I know I have more oily skin, maybe the lotiony primers might be more hydrating, which I don't really need, but just the texture of it I prefer, and this one's nice. So I'm in a hurry during the week, or, you know, every day, but pretty much I use this primer. But if I have more time, I do like then to go with the Porefessional, and I just have a little size of this. It's kind of the perfect size for me because I just want a little bit, and I just apply it to the areas where my pores are a little bit larger. So, you know, when I have more time, I like to add this as well, but it's not necessary for every single day. I'm in a rush. So start off with the primer, and yeah, let's let that set for a second. So filming this on Sunday, the 13th of March. So it was just the daylight savings time change, which there was something about California might not do it going forward, or it doesn't make sense to do it anymore. I don't know. Always the daylight savings, and even in fall when you get an hour, you're like, oh yeah, I got an extra hour. I just feel it always affects how you feel. It takes a few days to get over it. It's kind of weird. So yeah, I never like when the time changes, especially when you lose an hour. And I'm not looking forward to tomorrow, Monday. I'm sure waking up is going to be a challenge. It always is a challenge anyway. I don't know. I just don't like waking up in the morning. I feel like so like in my bed, like it's so nice. I don't want to get out of bed, especially when you're like have to get ready and go to work. And I always have to, I drive into work and there's like a ton of traffic. So then you're like, oh, like the morning is going to be so long and I just don't like my bed. So I can never get out of bed in time. So then that affects that I don't have a lot of time to do my makeup in the mornings, weekday mornings. So next I'll apply my foundation. Of course, my Ready Set Gorgeous. Now this, I think the color is too dark, but I do like it. I apply it with my beauty blender, so I try to blend it out really well so that it looks better. I don't know. I just want to use it up. Everyone was raving about it on YouTube. I just, like most things, people rave about stuff and you're like, oh, I should try that. But yeah, I'll apply it with my beauty blender. Before the video I did pre-wet this so that it would be ready to go. But yeah, that's the foundation I've been using. So yeah, what I was saying about the time change, I don't know. I'm just not, I'm not an early morning person. I can wake up, I don't know, if I can wake up at like 7 every day, that might be perfect for me, but you know, I can't quite do that and get to work by the time I want to. Yesterday I finally watched, do you guys watch Downton Abbey? I finally watched the final episode yesterday, so almost a week late. The problem I have is I loved watching, like when it started season 6 in January, it was perfect. I love watching it at night. It's like perfect Sunday night like show. Just is very, it's calming and it's nice and everything. But once The Walking Dead started, they're at the same time, so I had to watch, I couldn't watch both at the same time, and I like to go to bed around 10 if I can, or like at least be in bed at 10. I might not always be able to fall asleep, but let's see, I think I'll add a little more of the foundation. So I feel like Walking Dead is more likely that there's going to be spoilers, so I do like watching that, you know, as it airs, so that I don't get anything spoiled, because it's like the worst with a TV show to get like, or a movie or anything, to get it spoiled. So especially if you're watching it like as it's airing, or like, you know, if I was to watch The Walking Dead like the next day because I watched Downton Abbey and it was already spoiled, that would be pretty sad. I mean, if you're watching something like years later or whatever, but I really don't want The Walking Dead to get spoiled, so I like watching it as it airs versus Downton Abbey. So long story short, I know I'm like, I don't know what the heck I'm talking about, but I just yesterday watched the Downton Abbey finale. And I won't spoil it in case anyone else hasn't watched it, but so good. That show is so good. The last season I thought was so good. Oh my goodness. But yeah. Finally over. Gosh. But yeah, The Walking Dead will be tonight, which if you're watching that show's intense. Okay, so I have for concealer the Makeup Forever Full Cover Extreme Camouflage Cream. And I'll use this on like blemishes and then under my eyes as well. But with The Walking Dead, so I like watching it when it airs. That means watching it Sunday, like at night. It's on at 9 o'clock. And I try to go to bed at 10. But that show can be so intense that, like, after I watch an episode, like, I can't relax to, like, sleep. I'm just, like, in my bed, like, thinking about the show and, like, oh my gosh, like, It's not a relaxing before bed type of show. But I feel like I have to watch it so that it doesn't get spoiled for me and ruined. So, when they had it was the first half of this season, the whole Glenn, like, did Glenn die type of, like, storyline. I remember watching the initial episode, and I just, like, couldn't sleep. I'm like, oh my gosh, not Glenn, like, oh my gosh, this can't be happening type of thing. And I even remember at work, like, the next day, like, it affected me. I was, like, so sad about it. And it's a TV show. It's not, like, a real person, but, like, I don't know, certain things, like, just stick with you. And that show is one that, like, you're thinking about, like, you know, days later, you're, like, worried about these characters. So, gosh. But I will say, so, going back to spoilers for Walking Dead, I don't understand. I'll go on like Yahoo or like I'll go on different websites like during my lunch break at work, and I don't understand. Yahoo has like stories about this person's gonna die next in The Walking Dead. Here's all our proof. I'm like, why are you spoiling a show? And you're just coming up with theories, or maybe you have insider like information, or like this actor is like moved or gonna be on a different show, so they're gonna get killed off. It's like, why? Like, don't come up with theories about a television show. Like, isn't there real news? And, like, people that actually want to watch the show, like, you might be spoiling things. Like, I hate those articles. There's so many articles. I can understand, like, if you want to recap the show after it's aired, okay, go ahead. But, like, coming up with theories about who's going to die next, it just, I find it annoying. I don't know if anyone else finds that annoying, but I feel like there could be certain websites that could have spoilers or have theories, that sort of thing, but like Yahoo front page, I feel like you should have news. If you want to like have a TV section, talk about episodes that are aired. Don't have all these like, so this person's gonna get killed off next. Like, just come on, let us watch and enjoy the show. Don't try to like ruin it for us. Okay, so let me kind of have to look up to my other mirror to be able to see where I want to apply. Let's see. Okay. I think I got lots of places. Anyway, let me blend this out. So this was with what? This was with the Naked 2 palette. This brush. I like using it with concealer because one end I can like blend out with. I can use this, and I use this one more to apply, but then with this I just kind of applied it itself without a brush. But yeah, I hate spoilers, especially if it's a place where you're not expecting a spoiler. You're just like, Yahoo, like, give me some copy and pasted news article or something. Don't try to spoil television shows for people. But like, people might just go to Yahoo. I don't know. Yahoo's, anyway, I don't want to get off on a tangent about Yahoo, but I guess that's a question. Do you guys have any like good websites to go to that, I don't know, that are just kind of like fun, entertaining websites that, you know, I always want to find stuff like for my lunch, when I'm like eating lunch, to like go to some website to have fun. I always go to like BuzzFeed or something, which BuzzFeed's fun. BuzzFeed has some good stuff, but it can also be kind of, there's a lot of the same, a lot of those like quizzes on BuzzFeed that are like ridiculous. Anyway, is there any like other good websites, if you're kind of like, don't like Yahoo, you want something kind of newsy but kind of entertainment as well? Is there any good websites that anyone likes? Let me know. Okay, so concealer on, let's see. Next I'm going to go with my cream blush, if I can find it. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. So this is the Laura Mercier cream blush. It's in Peach Glow. So that's what this looks like. I just like to apply this with my finger. I don't want to put too much on. So you can kind of see what it looks like, but it just blends out very pretty. So yeah, I live in California. Lately it's been been really rainy lately, which is great because we're in a drought. We need all the rain we can get, but I love rainy days. I love rainy days when I can be inside. I mean, I like walking in the rain as well. I mean, to an extent. At some point, it just becomes kind of hard and annoying. You're like, I'm ruining my shoes. I don't have the right shoes for this. Like, where it's like really windy, and I always have the umbrellas that go inside out. It's like my umbrella's useless. I don't have the right shoes. Anyway, typical California problems. But I love like this weekend it's been rainy. It's just nice, like you can stay inside and like read. It's so cozy. I like that aspect of the rain. Part I don't like is driving. It's awful. Like driving to work, there's already traffic, or driving home from work, there's already like a ton of traffic, and the rain just makes everyone go like 5 miles an hour. Now I get like driving slow, it's rainy, but I feel like it's whatever the science is, like, which I think is interesting, of like traffic, of like this much rain, if everyone slows down by this percentage, that's going to create this sort of like bottleneck, or like the road can only handle this many cars, and if there's X amount more, then I don't know, it just causes like the traffic to like double somehow. I don't know. But yeah, love the rain, but the driving can take me like twice as long to get to work some days, which is just frustrating. Okay. So I have all my cream liquid products on, and I'm going to set everything with my translucent pressed powder. The packaging of this is broke. This is the Too Faced Absolutely Invisible powder. So I'll set everything with this. I use this Tarte like kabuki brush. So let's get everything set. And I, as I said, have oily skin, so I need some powder in my life. I need powder, I need blotting papers, anything. So we will set everything. And I didn't even say, I'm like not paying attention. So I did put on my Benefit Watts Up highlighter. So that was the cream product that I was putting on like here for a highlight. And now I'm going to go in with my powder products. So I'll start off with my blush. I have the Tarantino blush palette, which I've been using this color here with the peach glow. It's kind of a peachy color. Let's see. I don't think this has the name of it. I know I have the outer box that has all the names, but it's this color in this palette. So let me get my blush brush. I have the Real Techniques blush brush. It's nice because it's kind of fluffy. Okay, this has a good mirror, maybe I can use this. So that looks nice. It is kind of, I'm using kind of the more subdued color in this palette, but it is a very pigmented palette. So I will take care of that in a second. But let's kind of blend the blush out. I've really been enjoying the sort of warm toned, kind of peachy type of blush. I think it's really pretty. Okay, so that's the blush, which I'll keep this out because the mirror's nice. Next, I have a highlighter, or a powder highlight. This is the Josie Maran Argan Enlightenment Illuminizing Veil. It's just a little sample. This came in a 500-point perk set, which was really a nice set because I don't have a lot of Josie Maran products. So I got to try out a lot of different things. So I have this brush. This is, I mean, it's what I use for my highlighter. It's not the best blush for highlighter. I do want to get a highlighter, a specific highlighter brush, but that's what I currently use is the Cargo Magic Brush. This I like for travel, like I can apply blush and like all over the face type of powder, but currently I'm using this more for highlight. So let's see, let's put on some highlighter. And this highlighter's, I don't know if it's specifically a highlighter or you can put it all over your face. I like to use it as a highlight, but it's not too intense, so it's nice. We'll blend that in. And then finally, I like to go over everything with my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. This is in Ethereal Light. So that's what it looks like. And it just softens up. Like the blush is a little much right now. It just kind of like makes everything just pretty. So I put this all over my face. And yeah, I will work this side. I will show you one side with it and one side out. You might not be able to really tell, but hopefully at least with the blush. I don't know. I think it just like lightens everything up and just kind of, I guess, diffuses and softens everything. So let's do the other side. You might not be able to tell, but I like it. Okay, so that's all the face like powder products. So next I take my makeup setting spray. I like to do this, so some people do their eyes first, I do them last. Well, eyes and then lips, but I like to put the makeup setting spray on now because I don't like to do it after my eyes, because if I do it like after I have my mascara and stuff, then my mascara can like run. But I have my setting spray, it's the L'Oreal one. But I have it in the Urban Decay little travel size because the spray on this is super great. So I'll apply this. And then I'll just let this like dry in my face and start on my eyes. So I think I will use this Tarantino little mirror. So I'll start with my NARS Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base, which I love. So yeah, it's been really rainy lately, which is good. Yeah, I can't believe it's almost spring though. Spring's like next week, or like a week from today, I think. The 20th, I think. So super excited for spring. I don't know, just super excited for it to be a little warmer. Well, not that it's cold in California to begin with, but you know, just excited for the season change. And then it's going to be Easter. My brother's going to be visiting, and his girlfriend's going to be visiting like over Easter. So that's exciting, get to see them. I don't really have any trips planned. We were going to go, my family was going to go visit him in New York at some point, but maybe in the fall even, because they're going to be coming visiting soon. And then in May, one of my friends is getting married this year in September, so we're doing, for her bachelorette, she wanted to do a cruise. It's like a cruise to like Mexico. It's like just maybe a 3-day cruise, so that will be in May, which I think will be fun with like just a group of girls. Yeah, my friend at work is the maid of honor, and I mean that just seems stressful. She has to try to plan this, and you know there's so many different people and different trying to get everyone's like schedule and trying to like how are we gonna book this. It just seems very stressful, but I'm secretly happy that I'm not actually in the bridal party. It's like, yes, I don't have to deal with all this. But yeah, that's what I have to look forward to the next few months. Oh, and I forgot. So my apartment was renovated. It was back in December when it was renovated. And of course I knew it was coming. I was like, oh, they're totally gonna raise the rent on us. And my lease expires, it's like the middle of May when it expires. Okay, so let me back up for a second. So I applied the Mercier Caviar stick in Rosegold all over the lid. I like to do the cream shadow, so I don't know, that's what it looks like. And now for eyeshadow, I'm gonna go in with my Naked 2 palette from Urban Decay. So I think I'm going to go with YDK, which is this color. I'm going to put that all over the lid to begin with. So getting back to what I was talking about. So they renovated my apartment in December, and I knew my lease is up in May. And I was like, yeah, they're totally going to raise the rent on us. I feel like before the apartments weren't that nice. Like I feel like they were charging us too much to begin with, and that, you know, now this kind of makes up for it, that they've done this renovation, that I knew their rent was going to go up, but it's like $500 increase in rent, which is ridiculous. Yeah. So I'll have to be moving in May. So I've started to look at apartments. When I first moved to this area, I looked at a few apartments. I lived in one apartment originally. I lived there with my brother, and then when he moved out, that was like a 2-bedroom, I moved to this apartment complex. So maybe I moved back to the one I already lived at, or there were some other places that I saw when I was originally looking at apartments. So maybe one of those as well. So I'm just trying to do some research now because it really is too early. The hard thing with apartments is you have to give like a month's notice, but the apartment places, if you're going to move somewhere else, also has to like give a month's notice. So you really have to wait until that kind of time to really like look at places, or maybe a little bit before, but it's something you can't really like plan out too much of ahead of time, because these places that you look at now might not be available when you need to move. So kind of stressful. I mean, this place has its issues. I'm on a first floor apartment, which, I mean, if I could, I'd love to live on the top floor just so I don't have someone like walking above me, which, I mean, that, if you think about it, like, you're always walking on the floor, of course. You're not like hitting the ceiling constantly. Like, you know, if you have people below you, my point is that you're going to hear people above you versus hear people below you. It's going to be much louder for the people that are below you than above. So, I'd love to live on a top floor. I always seem to get the bottom floor though, which I know, maybe probably other people feel the same way. So, if they have a good apartment, they're not gonna move. If they are having issues, then they're gonna move, and that apartment's gonna be left for you to move into. So I have my upstairs neighbor that is just loud, and they also, it's supposed to be like a smoke-free apartment community, but of course, you know, something being smoke-free and people actually following that are different things. So they're always like smoking. Sometimes I'll find on my little like deck area, I'll find like their cigarette butts, and I just think it's gross. So yeah, not loving that. The rent increase, and then this place is right next to like the train station, which is super loud. And now that I drive into work, I have a parking spot at work now, so I don't need to take the train into work. I don't really need to live so close to it. Okay, so in my crease, I'm using Tease, which is like the taupey matte shade from Naked 2. So yeah, I'll have to move. I'm kind of excited. I mean, it's not, I think the amount I can save in rent will definitely be worth it. I think last year when I was looking or thinking about moving, I've lived at this apartment for 3 years, but last year, you know, the rent change wasn't going to be that much. I pretty much would be paying the same in rent, even though they increased my rent here. It wasn't that dramatic as it would be this time. But basically, the other places I was looking at would have to pay the same in rent if you consider, you know, the time it takes to move, the cost to have movers. I wouldn't really be saving that much, so it just wasn't worth it to move. But this time, it definitely would be worth it to move. So now blending out with my Sigma, what is this? E25. It's a little travel size of it, but I love this brush for blending. So, okay. So, I've started what I want to do before I move. I have some time. I have about 2 months before I'll have to move. But I've started doing like declutter, that sort of thing, because it's kind of the perfect time. You don't really want to move with stuff that you don't love, like all this extra stuff to move with. So I'm starting to do some decluttering. Yesterday I did my bookshelf tour, so I did my, I decluttered some books. That bookshelf tour is kind of helpful because it made me realize some certain books I didn't need to keep, specifically my Pale Liars and Gossip Girls books. So I wanted to my clothes. I got rid of a few clothing things, but really, and I have this other Sigma. This is a E40 brush, but I want to just kind of, it's a clean brush so I can kind of blend out the sides, kind of clean up the sides a little bit. Oh gosh, I feel like I went way too much with the crease. Now that I'm looking at my other mirror, I'm like, this is, maybe take a Q-tip and clean that up a bit. But I tried to go through my closet yesterday, but I feel last year, 2015, I decluttered a lot of clothes, and you know, like a lot. I had a lot of stuff that was kind of older, or just, you know, stuff that I had worn a lot that didn't look that nice anymore. So I feel like I decluttered a lot of stuff last year, so I don't have that much left to really declutter. So, okay, now I'll go in with Foxy as the highlight color. Okay, let me look in this mirror. I mean, I'm still buying clothes. I just don't feel like I'm buying as many clothes as I once was. So now I'm not bringing as much in. I kind of decluttered last year. So I feel like I kind of went through everything. Like, I don't really have a lot more to declutter. I had a few pieces that I could get rid of, but, you know, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. But yeah, I didn't have a lot in that arena to declutter. So next I'm going to do my eyeliner. I'm going to use the 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Underground. This pairs nicely with the Naked 2 palette. Sometimes the colors can be, this is kind of lighter and it can be, you know, a little bit too close to the eyeshadow color, so it doesn't really stand out, but it's good for like a subtle eyeliner look. So that's what I'll do today, because I feel like I want a little cray with the eyeshadow. So let's just do subtle eyeliner. So here's it on this eye. Probably can't even tell. Anyway, I don't like to do too crazy of an eyeliner, and I don't feel like I'm that great at eyeliner, so anyway. And I'll put it on my lower lash line as well. Looks good. Okay, next I'll do my mascara, or I like to curl my eyelashes because, oh, I'm like dropping stuff. Okay. I like to curl my eyelashes because my lashes are very like straight. They're like straight out, so if they're not curled, then yeah. I need to, they don't have a natural curl. I need to curl them. What is I saying? yes, I'm trying to declutter. And sometimes with decluttering, like if you look at your closet and you feel like, oh, I just want to keep everything, like you might not be feeling it at a certain time, but like another day you'd be looking and be like, oh, I can get rid of this and this. Like, don't try to force it. If you look at your stuff and you're like, I can't bear to part with anything, or I'll use everything, like maybe it's not the time to declutter that particular area. But doing that bookshelf tour, I realized like, oh, I can get rid of it. I don't need these books, I could donate these. So, you know, sometimes, especially if you have plans, if you're like, this day I'm going to declutter this area, but you look at it and you're like, oh, I can't tackle it, it's too much, it's too like emotional to do this, or this is going to be too hard, I feel like I don't want to get rid of any of this stuff. Maybe another area, if you don't have it so planned, will just be like, hey, what about this? So, mascara, I have my Bobbi Brown Smoky Eye Mascara. Which I do like this mascara, but yeah, I would not buy the full size because, as I've said, I think I've said this before, it's like, I don't know, I can't justify getting like an expensive mascara versus just getting something at the drugstore, because mascara doesn't last that long. So there's on one of my eyes. Apply it to the next one. So yeah, I'm excited to, I want to do a kitchen declutter. That's an area that I have a lot of stuff that I don't use. I don't really cook. Gosh, I have a lot of stuff I could get rid of. I don't know, that one's hard because I feel like if stuff still works, I'm like, I don't want to get rid of it. Like, what if at one point I want to use it, but like, if I haven't used something in a few years, like, chances are I'm not going to use it. So I was looking, I kind of want to lighten stuff up. I have this Anastasia Brow Duality. I want to just do it in the inner corner, just a little, like, kind of shimmer. So, apply this. But I think I have different, like, appliances and stuff. I have, like, in college, a George Foreman grill, which I used when I was in college, maybe a little bit afterwards, but I haven't used that in years. Just different things like that I'm like, am I ever going to use this? I don't know. It's hard because I don't want to, like, I feel like this is a true statement though. It's like, you don't want to, like, get rid of something and then realize after the fact, like, well, I would have used it now, but yeah, I feel like I just have to be a little more realistic and maybe do some sort of kitchen declutter. I don't know how that would go, but that's the one area where I really haven't gone through stuff that I want to. So we'll see. Hopefully I can accomplish that and get rid of a few things. Okay, now I'm applying my Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. My brows are pretty thick, so I don't need to add any, like, thing to them. I just like to have them be stuck in place. So this brow gel is great for that. Like, it's like hairspray for your eyebrows. So I think that's good for my eyes. Let me see. Yeah. Maybe I'll clean, oh, my blending brush. This one like fell into my sink, so I can't use that. Maybe I can take another Q-tip and sort of clean up the side. Just a little bit more. You know, I thought at first that I went too overboard with my eyeshadow, but now I'm going to take my blending brush, if I can find it. I'll maybe blend it out a bit more, but I think it looks nice. Now that it's been kind of cleaned up and I've added, sometimes I feel like you know, adding like the mascara just makes your eye look, if you think it's too intense, once you add the mascara, it like makes more sense. Just comes together a little bit more. So blend this out. Maybe I'll do a bit more highlight with Foxy. I think that looks nice. And I would normally take my other blending brush that fell into the sink and blend this out. So I have a brush that's clean that I can use. Maybe this one I can just use, kind of blend Foxy out a little bit more. Okay, so I think that's good for the eyes, and then finally I'll do lips. So I'll start off with my Fresh Sugar Lip Treatment. My eyes are very dry, my lips are very dry right now, so I definitely want to put some of this on. And let's think. What lipstick? I've been playing around with my lipsticks. That's something else I want to declutter. I'm kind of playing around with those to see which ones I can declutter, but I think for right now I'm going to apply my little Bite. This is the, I got this around Christmas time. It's like the little duo lipsticks, but I think right now I want to apply Cafe. It looks like this. Just kind of a peachy, well, like my lips look better, but sort of peachy, just a pretty look. So I apply this to my lips. And yeah, that's the finished look. I know this video is very long. I did not expect for it to go over 40 minutes, but it did. But yeah, that's everything, you guys. I hope you enjoyed just hanging out with me. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.